How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer is a series I do around here where once a week, at least once, I take a look at a shark movie during the summer. Now, I know it's after August, summer is kind of winding down. I like to do these things through September so that they can transition nicely into my Halloween series. But that being said, time's running out. Sharks of Summer is almost over. I got to get a few of those big names I wanted to cover done before it's too late. And one of those is Shark Hunter from 2001. This is directed by Matt Codo, stars Antonio Sabato Jr., Christian Toulali, Grand L. Bush, and Heather Marsden. Now, I heard about this movie. I think it was recommended in the comments. I was covering a very low-budget modern shark movie called Shark Huntress, where the shark huntress doesn't even kill a single shark, but that's beside the point. Someone in the comments said something along the lines of, this is probably a mockbuster of Shark Hunter, and that he really liked that movie and recommended I check it out. So I kept my eyes peeled for it, and I found it. And I was eager to watch it and see what it was all about, and it actually did come out pretty well. This is one of the better shark movies I saw this year. It's a group of scientists in a submarine fighting a shark. A pretty cool big 1-versus-1 underwater sea battle. It's really fun. The sub itself is a really good set. One of the biggest pros of this movie. It honestly feels like something that could be in the Alien franchise. It's a really good, well-designed set that honestly feels like a spaceship. It's all nice and grungy. It's really cool. It's big. And major props to the setting team on this one. It was really cool. So you're running around this grungy spaceship, submarine. I might make that mistake a few times. Cool movie idea. Spaceship versus space shark. I'm getting off topic. So they're running around this really cool grungy submarine. They're fighting a megalodon, and it is a little bit cheesy, but not in the way that most shark movies are cheesy. Like, most shark movies are like, there's a shark, and, silly beach bikini fun or whatever. This movie is a little cheesy because it's 2001, and they're really trying hard to be early 2000s cool, so it does come off as a little bit comedically edgy and we've got to kill the shark, stuff like that. But overall, it's pretty fun, and you can definitely see a ton more effort and focus in this movie, and a little bit more of a budget than these things typically get. And yeah, I would say that this is probably one of the best, if not the best, shark movie that I watched during this year's Sharks of Summer. So, definitely recommend it. A cool, grungy, early 2000s vendetta against sharks movie, and also a cool Megalodon movie. Anyway, let's talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers. I do want to say my piece on a few plot points, and that will allow me to analyze the movie further, but I'll be avoiding the end. We do open up with the character's motivation. We get some home movies of this family, mom, dad, little boy, and they're packing up to go on a trip. And some of the footage, it's got like this music behind it, and it kind of loops a little bit, and they don't talk. Like, they talk, but it's muted. I don't know, kind of weird. Again, I think trying to be cool, right? But then it cuts to them on their vacation. They've rented a fishing boat. They're enjoying the night air when the kid says, I think I heard something, and then the boat starts to shake. The edit is a little choppy. I get they don't want to show too much of the shark right away, But shake, 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 cut to the kid floating alone on a life vest in the middle of the ocean. The Megalodon has ate his parents and their boat, and now he's all alone. And we cut to the present day, and the kid has become a doctor. He's got his own class, and he's got his long hair. 2001 edginess. Like, if he had sunglasses instead of regular glasses, he could very well fit into the Matrix. But anyway, he's kind of viewed as, like, he's accomplished, and he does a lot of good work, but at the same time, he says, a Megalodon ate my parents, so he's good, but kind of out there, and people don't, 100% trust him. They're trying to take this sub that he built for the university away from him and do missions without him. So he's kind of on the edge. He's the bad boy of science. Again, 2001's edginess. But anyway, an underwater research base experiences explosive decompression. It blows up, and they don't know why or what happened, so they call him onto the sub to investigate and see what's up, and he goes for a dive exploring it. Yeah, I already said this was a little bit like Aliens with the set, but you do got to love investigating the scene after a disaster. Now, I will say, whenever they do the scuba diving stuff, it always looks cool, and they're supposed to be weighed down, like with weights and stuff, but it really does look like a set, and it doesn't look like they're really underwater. And maybe that's just me. Maybe it was filmed underwater, I don't know. But it sadly just doesn't quite feel like you're on the bottom of the ocean. Whatever. Scuba gear looks cool. Not the most convincing way to shoot it. But anyway, in the wreckage, he finds a shark tooth. But not just any shark tooth. A Megalodon. So now he's on a personal quest for vengeance. The Megalodon killed his parents. Now it's time to kill the Megalodon. And of course we get things like trying to convince people to believe him, and how people react to this news. And once we believe it, because the Megalodon does show up, how do we convince people to kill it? And we get an interesting team there. You get his higher up at the university who's kind of his friend, but when the university has to screw him over, it's kind of a case of, look, don't shoot the messenger. You get the girl, the one girl on this team, what you think would be his love interest character. Doesn't really develop that way, though, so, I guess it didn't need to, right? And then you get, there's this random old technician that's, manning the guns, and he has this big, cool camera sweep introduction. He's not a super important character, though. We also get the mini sub-captain, who just randomly hates the main guy. I think it's because he has a reputation, the scientist, for being a little out there, and he doesn't like that. But I do like how over the course of the movie, the relationship kind of changes, especially when you do actually see the shark. He didn't like him because he didn't believe it, but now that he believes it, they're both on team, let's kill the shark, So we do have an interesting, story of belief and a story of ethics with the killing of it, But the thing is, when they say we're gonna capture it, they're like, oh, we'll trank it a bunch of times, and then we'll just haul it to shore with tow ropes. And they even, the dialogue, you never actually see it, but the dialogue, I was getting the impression that they had, a giant harness for the shark. I would love to see the shark in a giant harness. But anyway, I'm like, that is too ridiculous and too hard to do. I know you're probably going to wind up just fighting this thing. But it's an interesting thing, you actually do see a lot of the ships, the subs rather, and you do see a lot of the fighting of this shark. And it is pretty cool. Sadly, it's kind of underlit. The underlit, I guess, does contribute to the moody and edgy nature of this movie. And to be fair, it really is dark that far deep in the ocean, and that also hides the CGI. But also, you know, like when comparing it to a spaceship, like the Enterprise is super iconic, you know? There's so many cool spaceships in movies. I kind of wanted to see more of this sub, you know? I wanted to see, does it have a really cool, iconic design? Would I want a little model of this sub? Yeah, I don't know. We don't get to see it much. And again, I said I won't spoil the ending. I'll be vague. It does not go in the way you expect, and it's one of those that it ends, hard smash cut to credits, and you're like, whoa, let me process that. It is a very interesting ending that I did not see coming. Really, really cool. Overall, definitely recommend Shark Hunter. One of the best shark movies I've seen for this year's Sharks of Summer, and I think overall one of the better shark movies in general. I can definitely recommend it. A really fun watch. Pretty cool. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my shark movies playlist. If you want to see me talk about, you know, Jaws, Sharknado, Shark Huntress, I've talked about a lot of shark movies and you can find them right there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Sharks playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.